Morning, guys. So it is Friday, November the 21st. Getting out here to get started with morning chores. Checking our pre-fresh pen. We have a lot of cows still due to calve the next few weeks. Here just this week we have 3 Angus calves back there, 4 more Angus and a Holstein over here. I'm gonna head out and start getting group 1 over. We expanded our parlor now a couple weeks ago, and that gave us capacity for 26 more head in our dairy barn. We now have our whole freestall barn full, 4 groups out here, added about 6 cows to each group. So this is full, but our special needs pen only has 13 head in it right now, and we can get up to 28 in there. So these are all the first calf heifers they're heading over. Not gonna let them back in their group until after we get them bed, which we'll do after we get pen 2 out. I'm about to go get group 2. I always fire up the skid loader, let her warm up a little bit. We're using out of this bay right here, recycled bed pack bedding. It's really nice stuff. I'm gonna throw 2 bags of lime in here. We'll mix in hydrated lime. Yeah, girls. Head in there. Here we go. That last side of heifers tends to be a little bit slow getting in the parlor. Most milkings, these cows get back to their pen right away. I just have them stopped right there until we get the bedding done. Hey girls, let's go. I'm set up for bedding now. Before I do that, brought a little bit of this product called Breakdown. It's a bacteria we put in our manure pit to help to stabilize the manure, keeps it from smelling as bad and whatever else. We just emptied out this pit at the beginning of this week. I'm gonna try to spread some of this on every month or so. So we bed Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I try to put a little bit extra on Fridays. This recycled bedding's been working out nice. We're definitely using a lot more material than before. So there's just plenty. We always pull some back when we clean the stalls. I do think they like laying down more when you have extra bedding in the stalls. Really try to throw it up to the front because it will work its way back. Pretty much free bedding. We do add that hydrated lime, which is $11 a bag or something. So that does add up a little bit, but we do think that stuff's worth using. So that'll be the first side of group 2 that's about to be let out now. So I gotta switch the gate. Every time I open up pen 2, I double check that I actually close that back corner gate where I came in with the bedding. Don't really want to rodeo at 5:30 in the morning if we can help it. We're bringing the last side of pen 4 into the parlor now. And there's a cow back there, just had a set of twins, looks like, so we're gonna bring her over along with the special needs. There's one, do need to make sure they're actually twins. Make sure it was from one cow. It's probably a twin, it's a little on the smaller side. Still not too small though. Nice set of twins, born at the perfect time right before milking. It is later in the morning now. We finished up chores and had some breakfast and whatnot. But I'm back out here. I'm gonna move a few calves to the calf barn. Maybe I should have backed up farther because it looks like all the ones I want to move are in this pen. We're keeping some more Angus calves for the neighbor. And we got one Holstein heifer. I guess the rest of these Angus are gonna be sold next week. Got 2 nice ones there, and then we actually have 2 sets of twins. We don't really like having twins in general just because it seems like cows have a little harder time recovering after having twins. This trailer really represents everything we want to be as a dairy business. Solidity, efficiency, beauty, the whole package. This barn's really filling up. We're only gonna have space for 2 more calves. Planning to move another 9 out next week. We need to vaccinate these today for that. Plenty of calves here the last couple months. A lot of Holsteins, and then we kept 9 Angus calves here lately, which has really filled the barn up quick. Let's spread this bedding around a little bit. For the last couple years, we actually had let the calves together in groups of 3 the whole way through. We were not putting all the dividers in between each calf from the start. Lately here, we've moved back to keeping them separate in their own pen until they're off of milk. These are just about to be weaned. And then we just pull the dividers out and they can run together for another month or so until we move them out. It's not like they were doing bad before, it just seemed like they were getting in the habit of sucking on each other a lot. Then they get in the habit, when they go in the heifer barn, then they're sucking on each other, their udders, even though they don't have an udder, and they can cause problems that way. We decided we're gonna switch back to keeping them separate for at least up until they're weaned. It's definitely nice to run them together some before we move them out. That way they get used to being with some other calves. So we'll move out 3 pens of 3 all at once into one bigger pen then. go. So I need to fill up our calf feed box. Ends up being about once a week. Gotta top this off. So this holds about half a ton, maybe a little bit more. Put the lid on here then, but we run a lot of molasses in this stuff. Makes it taste a bit better, just doesn't flow very well out of the bin. One question I have for dairy farmers out there, what kind of coccidostat do you run in your calf feed? We have Bovatech in our calf feed. They do well in this barn, but then we move them out to the heifer barn and we get a fair bit of coccidiosis out there, loose manure. We wonder whether we should have Rumensin in the calf feed, because we're giving them the calf feed in here, and then we still give them the same calf feed for a while out there, along with forage. I need to head to the parlor. There's 3 cows I need to dry treat this afternoon. I know one of them's in there now, and then there's a couple that'll be ready soon. I got the 1 cow dry treated. I'm gonna scrape the dry cow barn. We do this 3 times a week. I don't do it every time, but Caleb is usually here Fridays and scrapes and moves calves out and stuff, but he couldn't make it today. I get to do it, which is fun. Looks a little more liquidy today, so we'll try and put most of this in the pit. So now I'm going to sort these 2 out. Now I need 896, which is the second to last cow. We'll see if we can get them caught in the headlocks here. Need to vaccinate them. If it works out right, you have a fresh batch of feed run out while the cows are penned back, and then they all want to come up this way. So, noticed since the other day this gate got smashed. I don't know if some cows were messing around or what happened, but barely reaches the latch anymore. And this latch is getting looser. I'm actually just gonna cut a chain. Put a chain around this post for now, and then we'll have to figure out what we want to do with this later. Chase these cows to the front and scrape this quick. I just got an alarm that the lactating supplement's not flowing. We just got 12 tons delivered today, so this bin's full. I don't know if all that extra weight that got piled on top is keeping our stir from spinning or what. I'm just gonna check, make sure this is fairly loose before I start it up again. I'll continue the batch, see if it works now. So the auger's running. Stir not running. It's possible I just need to hit the reset button. The reset had going. So let's see if it can run now if I start it. Yep, it's working. Probably gonna stop again because that whole pipe is empty. It's gonna have to fill up with feed and it's gonna be too long until it starts sensing it coming through. The task there is the full weight in kilograms of this batch. Right now it's at 118 and oh, now it's starting to come through. 19, 20. I wasn't sure. Sometimes if the auger's empty, you gotta restart it a time or two until feed starts flowing. So that's our lactating supplement. It's got soybean meal, a little bit of soy hulls, all of our minerals. That's all in one supplement from the mill, already mixed together. Coming back here to vaccinate these 3 cows. I dried off and there was a calf on the ground. Perfect timing again because they're just now milking the special needs cows. So we ran her over with those. Those are some frisky twins there. I like seeing them up and at them. 8 hours old like this, looking pretty happy. Yeah, it's a nice Holstein heifer calf. We like the black calves, but we do need some dairy animals too. It was out of a first calf heifer, so this will be her first milking. But yeah, we got quite a number of cows looking to calve very soon as well. We give the dry treatment. It is an antibiotic to help kill off any infections that could be lingering in the udder and also protect against new infections during the dry period. And then I also put a sealer in the end of the teat. I'd like to get away from using the blanket dry treatment like we have, but I really don't like seeing any cows coming in having a calf and having mastitis. It's just a nice insurance to make sure we're keeping everything as healthy as we can. We keep all the fresh cow's milk out for 8 milkings. Don't put them in the tank until the antibiotics have cleared out of the udder. So we give Virus Shield and J-Vac at dry off vaccines. I'm gonna grab those. We've been giving the J-Vac, it's a mastitis vaccine, now for about a year at dry off, and then again in pre-fresh. And we also just started doing it about 30 to 40 days of milk. It's supposed to help prevent E. coli mastitis. I think it is helping. We're gonna drop these 3 dry cows off. Not really any we need to bring up today. There's a whole bunch to bring next week. Probably the end of next week we'll bring 8 more up to calve in a couple weeks. Try not to overstock that pen up there if we don't need to. We're gonna vaccinate these 9 calves now. Give them Virus Shield. We're putting some Smax Tech boluses in some heifers now. Realized I'm getting a little behind on these. There was a couple that were 13 months old that don't have a bolus yet, so it's a little later than I'd like. So this will be activity monitoring for breeding and then health monitoring for the rest of their life. Alright guys, that about wraps it up for the day. Thanks a lot for watching this video guys. See you in the next one.